Creative human capital. This pillar aims at reforming the education system for the purpose of better preparing youth to become competitive and productive members of the workplace. Human capital is a concept used by economists to designate personal attributes considered useful in the production process. It encompasses employee knowledge, skills, good health, and education. Human capitals allow an economy to grow. When human capital increases in areas such as science, education, and management, it leads to increases in innovation, social well-being, equality, increased productivity, improved rate of participation, all of which contribute to economic growth. Hello and welcome, dear viewers, to our program, New Kuwait. In today's episode, we will continue talking about our development plan. And today with us, special guest, Director of Educational Resources, Mr. Adnan Qadhi. Hello and welcome, Mr. Adnan.
Thank you for having me in the show.
You are most welcome. Mr. Adnan, in the previous episodes, we talked about keys to success. And now in this episode, we would like to talk about management skills. Tell us about this subject.
Yes, most of the people think sad the business management skills is only for the people who are working in the business, not for, let's say, the employees. So I would like to bring to their attention business management skills is necessary for every person who is working, whether he's working in the business or working as an employee and so on.
Actually, when you said business management skills, I said this is something I am not interested in. Because I am in literature and reading, I don't think... You think this is important for me?
Yes, because some of the things because you need this in every dealing in your life, okay? Like for instance, the first skill that we are going to talk about is communication. Now, communication is necessary everywhere. Like you go to a shop and you want to buy, so you will communicate, okay? So communication is there, okay? When you go to your classroom, there is communication. When you work with your co-workers, there is communication. When you deal with your client in the business, so there is communication.
Could you explain, is it a high communication or a low communication or good communication or
yes. Bad? Now, first of all, we have to know the importance of communication in our lives, okay? Do you know that what is the percentage of the problems that occur between people? Okay, communication has a role in it. What is the percentage of communication in that? Let's say
speaking. No.
A number. Give me a number. Like for instance, how much communication has weight in the problems from 100%?
I think it's high, maybe 40.
It's 90%. 90% of the problems occur because of lack of communication. Like in any office, in any businesses, okay, if you see any problem, this problem occurred because of communication.
So 90%.
Exactly. So if we solve the communication issue, we might solve 90% of the problems.
Okay, interesting.
So that's why it's very important. Now in communication, okay, you have two parts. You have the sender and you have a recipient. The sender, okay, sends the message to the recipient. The recipient receives the message and decodes it and understands it, and so on. Now, the problem occurs where in wrapping the message and receiving the message and understanding it.
Who's mistaken here, the sender or the receiver?
It depends on the situation. Like for instance, if I want to tell you something and I tell in a different way, so I'm not packaging my message in the correct way. And if you take the package, receive what I've said to you.
So both 50-50?
Yeah, okay, it depends on the person. It's like, for instance, maybe I said it right, but you didn't understand it right. You didn't decode it in a correct way. So basically, if two persons, okay, they make sure like what is said is understood, okay, and what was not meant is understood. Like for instance, if you go to a restaurant, okay, you make an order, okay, of let's say 3 or 4 dishes. Let's say 4 dishes. you order 4 dishes, and you're surprised on the table you have 5 dishes. Why was that?
Why?
Because of communication.
Communication.
Because you weren't able, okay. That's why in restaurants, when you go, they repeat for you the order. And then they ask you,
yes.
Okay, is this your order, sir? Okay. You say yes, so you confirm. So you are communicating, you are approving of what you have ordered, okay? And let's say I want a Diet Coke with a lemon slice in it, okay? And he doesn't note that lemon, okay? Lemon slice, okay? He brings it without a lemon. So there is a communication gap there.
Yes.
So you have to make sure, okay, sometimes when I order in a restaurant, I say, just don't forget the lemon. Yeah. So you make sure, okay? So this is the communication. And in communication, sometimes there are some barriers. That's another thing. The barrier is a hurdle. This is a problem. Like for instance, if we are talking and I'm explaining you something and your mobile rings, and you just hold on a second, and I'm continuing, and you're answering on your mobile.
Yes.
So that's a barrier, okay? That's a hurdle, okay? And that hurdle, okay, and that part of the communication you won't comprehend, you won't understand.
Yes, sure.
Because something was in the middle and it stopped the communication.
So a lot of problems comes from communication. How do you train employees to communicate?
Yeah. Now, okay. So we have learned, we have known the importance, and we have seen the symptoms. Okay, behind the problems that occurs. Okay. Now, how to solve it? How to solve it is you have to carefully listen.
Carefully listen.
If you don't understand something, okay, ask. Look, when I was young, okay, I was a shy person, okay, and if somebody used to explain, I used to say, yes, I understand.
And you don't.
And I didn't understand. But when I grew up, okay, I realized because this was not right. So I have to ask questions, okay. My parents told me, okay, ask questions. So when I started to ask questions, okay, even the things that I didn't understand or comprehend, I asked them again, okay. So you remove the barriers. First, identify the barriers, then you remove them, then you can establish a communication channel.
But there are a lot of personalities that hard to communicate with.
Yes, because they have
Especially
barriers.
the example, yes.
Yes, because they have barriers. So you have to make sure that there are no barriers. Okay. Like for instance, if you have a coworker, okay, and you work together, but you have barriers, so you have to agree with your coworker to remove the barriers, okay? Like for instance, please switch off your mobile phone in the meeting, because when we are communicating, let's say sales and marketing, objectives, okay, so you have to make sure you understand everything so that you can go and apply them. The next skill that we are going to talk about in the business management is the time management. And the time management is as important as communication. Why? Because most of the people, okay, at our workplaces or at home, they find, or even students, okay, they find difficulty in managing their time.
Of course.
What happens is they waste a lot of time, okay, without achieving a goal. Now, why is time management important? Because first of all, you have 24 hours a day in which you have 8 hours of sleeping, okay, at least, and then you have for eating and doing other activities, you have time. So you have some time, okay. So that time should be utilized in the most efficient way.
Actually, this one I have problem with. It's something I cannot make, because time management is very difficult for everyone.
Yes.
We lack sleep. We lack going to the gym. We need to have a schedule every day. This is something to make you stress.
And now, in order to manage your time, okay, you have to discipline yourself. Okay, discipline yourself and arrange your day routine in a certain way, so that you won't waste time. Like for instance, if you have enough sleep at night, you will go to work in the morning.
Yes.
You will be fresh. Okay. You will be willing to work and so on. Now, in time management, there are sometimes the time wasters. Okay, time waster is like, for instance, working on your mobile. Okay, you have some tasks to do, and you are maybe on the Instagram or Facebook or social media, WhatsApp groups, and so on. You're wasting your time. Okay, so remove those. Okay,
So if you have
you
a
have to
task,
sacrifice.
if you have a task and you do these things, it's a wasting of time. What about if you don't have anything to do?
Yeah,
Just relaxing.
yeah. Just let me continue. When you're wasting your time,
Yes.
what happens is you don't have enough time to do your task. So that's why you feel stressed, okay, and you feel overloaded, okay, or perhaps you will be late to go from your work. You will finish your work late, okay. So you should organize your work, okay, and remove the time wasters from your life so that it won't affect your initial schedule.
So you finish your tasks first and then you can relax, because this will eventually lead
Yeah.
to stress.
You prioritize your
Yes.
tasks.
So you have 8 hours of sleep, job, and then comes afterwards family and gathering.
Yes, exactly. Now, in planning your tasks throughout the day, okay, there are certain tools that people use, okay, and they are available in the market and they are available on the internet. You can see some videos. One
Yes.
of these tools is you list down all your tasks on a piece of paper, all the tasks that you want to do in a certain time. Let's say I go to work I work for 7 hours, okay, so I will list down all the tasks that I'll have. Then what I'll do is I have a calendar. In the calendar there is a time slots, okay. I'll take the top 3 tasks in the list. Let's say I have 10 tasks. I will take the top 3, the most important tasks,
Yes.
and then schedule it in my schedule. In the 7 hours slots.
It's a matter of priority.
Exactly, because they are important.
They're
very important tasks. And I'll put them. The remaining one, okay, I'll schedule it there. The least important tasks,
For later.
okay, I'll delay them. I'll delay them for the next day. So this will make sure like I have performed my priority tasks are done, and my other tasks are done, and I won't be stressed.
Yes.
What happens is when people start to work on these tasks, okay, so and they get frustrated, and because of that frustration, okay, they start to lose temper and affect on their lives.
Of course, this is indeed very important and crucial information to know about time management and all. Thank you so much. We will continue this interesting show, but after this break.
Creative human capital. This pillar aims at reforming the education system for the purpose of better preparing youth to become competitive and productive members of the workplace. Human capital is a concept used by economists to designate personal attributes considered useful in the production process. It encompasses employee knowledge, skills, good health, and education. Human capitals allow an economy to grow. When human capital increases in areas such as science, education, and management, it leads to increases in innovation, social well-being, equality, increased productivity, improved rates of participation, all of which contribute to economic growth.
Hello and welcome everyone to our program, New Kuwait. In today's episode with us, special guest, Director of Educational Resources, Mr. Adnan Qadi. Hello and welcome, Mr. Adnan.
Thank you for having me to the show.
You are most welcome. This is our 4th episode with you. Let's talk about leadership skills.
Yes, leadership is confused by many people like being a manager or managerial skills, okay?
Yes.
Where it's a very different thing in leadership.
Yeah.
The word leadership or leader is derived from the word lead. Okay,
yes.
which means to lead someone. Okay, lead someone from the front. Okay, lead someone ahead. Okay, so a leader is a person who inspires others. Okay, a leader is in order to explain the leadership skills in a better way, we have to make a difference between the managerial skills and the leadership skills.
Yes.
Like a leader inspires people, a manager manages people. Okay,
but he can also lead.
Yeah, if he has the leadership skills. Now, what are the leadership skills? First skill of a leader is listening skills. You have to be a good listener, because if you are not a good listener, you cannot be a good leader. Okay, or you cannot understand people. So in order to be near to your team, okay, so you have to listen to their empathy, what they mean to say or what they feel, and able to feel with them and make them feel what you think about them.
So communicate with them.
Exactly.
We talked about communication skills.
Exactly. So this is done through communication.
Yes.
And now, in order to establish a relationship, this relationship helps to develop the team and to develop the organization and take it further and to achieve their goals.
Yes.
Another thing is honesty. A leader should be an honest person, okay, with his team, okay? And because in order to establish a trust between the team member and the leader, okay, so honesty is a must, is the fundamental issue, okay?
Yes.
Because if your team loses the trust because of honesty, okay, they won't be a team, okay?
They should believe in their leader.
Exactly, okay? So believing in the leader, okay, and so on. And here, if you know Martin Luther King, okay?
Yes.
Martin Luther King, okay, I don't remember the year, okay, but he requested, like there is going to be a meeting in Washington, D.C., and he asked them, like for instance, to come. And people all around the United States, okay, they came through trains, with cars, okay, and even some people walked to his place where he was lecturing there. So that was a leader because he made them feel like that.
So the charisma and personality, this is something very important.
Exactly.
More than the skills, actually.
Yes, exactly. So what I was trying to say is the trust. You have to establish the trust, okay, and communicate the trust to them.
Do you think we can teach how to lead? Or someone is a leader or not?
Yes, yeah, you have to be. But if somebody is not honest or is a liar, okay, for instance, so you should.
So these qualities, a must in a good leader.
Yes, exactly. So you should have certain quality, certain set of skills you should have in order to be a leader, okay? If you don't have that quality, so the relationship is not built. So what we do first of all, in order to build a relationship, there are certain characteristics should be there. One of them is honesty, the other one is establishing trust, and so on.
So throughout history, we saw a lot of leaders, they have a message to send. But here in this business management skills, the message is to make financial gains or to lead the company.
Yes.
So do you think because this goal is not, I don't know the word, valuable for the employees, do you think they will believe in their leader?
Look, for any organization, okay, it's not only about making money or making profit, okay? They have a message, they have a vision and a mission.
Exactly.
And that mission is to serve people, okay? Is to serve humanity. So the leader should empower his team with this big goal in the company, so that when they come in the morning to the company, they don't just come to do a 9-to-5 job and go home, okay? It's about a big picture that he's trying to send.
One good example is Steve Jobs. He leads the small company in his garage with his friend.
Yes.
Because they have a message to make
Yeah, they had
life easier.
Yeah, they had a big vision, okay?
Yes.
And because of that big picture, okay, they built a big organization such as Microsoft.
So can we do without having a good leader in the company? Just follow the basic.
No, you cannot. You should have a leader. Yeah, a leader in any organization, because he will lead. That's the word. Now, in order to be a good leader, you have to build a good team. Now, this team, this team will be comprised of different peoples coming from different backgrounds, different educational backgrounds, different ethnic backgrounds, okay, different religions, okay,
gender,
exactly, different genders and so on, and different cultures even.
Yes.
So the leader is responsible to create a team and to build a team, okay, and that team will be used to achieve the company or organizational goals, okay. Now, in order to create team, first of all, there should be listening, establishing trust between the team members, okay, and listening to their concerns. And after establishing the trust, there should be communication.
Communication.
Okay. And when there is communication, when they start to communicate, conflicts starts to occur. When conflicts starts to occur, you have negotiation skills.
Negotiation.
And the leader enters and the negotiation starts, okay, and because there are differences,
yes,
and we have to resolve these differences with negotiations. And negotiations, when we are resolving the negotiations, we have to compromise. Now, for instance, if you are a stubborn person, okay, so you refuse to negotiate, okay, but if I'm a leader and we have to agree on certain values that should be there in order to negotiation can be successful.
Yes.
And what are these values? Okay, these values is to compromise, to listen, yes, okay, and to work in a middle situation. And that will help us to achieve the goal of the company.
And a very good example of that is in marriage.
Yes.
You communicate,
exactly,
negotiate, and compromise. And all of these things the husband is doing. And the winner always.
At home, we have a leader, and that leader communicates and negotiates at home level, okay? And similarly, in organizations, we have leaders, and that leader's job is to enhance the skills of the team members,
yes,
in order to fulfill the company goal.
Yes.
One of the other things that a team member of a team requires is the collaboration skills. The collaboration skills is knowing what is your job and what is your role in the team, so that to collaborate with each other, yes, and in order to achieve the certain goal. It's similar like in a football team. A football team, you have the goalkeeper, you have the defense, yes, the midfield, and the attack. And all of these team members, okay, they help the attack in order to achieve the goal, okay? And the coach there is the leader, and the coach gives them instructions what strategy they have to use in order to achieve the goal, or winning the match, or winning the tournament.
Sure.
So we can compare the sports environment of football into a company environment where the coach is like a leader of the company, of the CEO of the company, and the CEO is directing different people of the football team, okay, to achieve the goal. Like, for instance, the sales and marketing, you can call them as the attackers, okay? And the customer service, you can call them as, like, for instance, the defense, okay, because they are defending.
Yes.
The midfielders are the mid-management, yes, mid-supervisors, and so on.
So something very interesting to know, all of these things need a communication skill. Exactly. From everyone.
Exactly.
So if the leader has poor communication skills, everyone will suffer.
Exactly, because if the leader is not able to communicate the message,
Yes.
okay, to the what are the goals and how we will achieve the goal and what are the strategies, it will be a failure.
I remember in a previous job of mine, I have a very good boss. Their communication skills is very good because they know a lot about me. They tell me that you are like this. This is what you should do. Because
Yes.
they can read also employees.
Yes, when they communicate, they see some things in you, some strengths in you,
Yes.
which needs to be polished, and you can be a better person. They motivate you,
Yes.
they polish you, they make you another person.
Yeah.
They tell you your weaknesses, and they tell you the solutions to solve these
Exactly.
weaknesses.
I remember one word is you have a lot of potential. Do this, do that,
Yes.
and you will succeed. And rightly, I was succeeding in this.
Exactly. That is what is the role of the leader in any organization, is to pinpoint the people, the correct people, and motivate them and encourage them,
Yes.
and take them towards success.
Business management skills. Very interesting and very indeed good to know about. Thank you so much, Mr. Adnan Qadi.
You're most welcome. Thank
That
you.
was Director of Educational Resources, Mr. Adnan Qadi. And with that, we conclude our episode. Thank you for watching.